Hey guys, it's your girl Glitter Mama here, and today, yes, you read it, this is kind of going to be like a special effects type makeup. This is kind of like the beginners. This is something that I learned a long time ago when I was in theater, and I sometimes bring it into like my costumes for Halloween and what have you. And that is, we're going to be learning how to fake bruises. I know this is a little crazy. I don't recommend you fooling anybody in real life. This is just like costumey kind of thing. So, I mean, it's your choice. Okay. So, the colors that you really need, you need a lot of colors. So, and they have to be matte. Now, you can use a cream base. You can use cream base makeup. You can use powder base. I'm going to be using, and the best kind that I use is eyeshadow. So, I mean, you probably have a palette somewhere in your makeup collection that has every color known to mankind, or you might have multiple palettes that have all the colors that you need. So, I'm pretty sure that y'all, 90% of y'all, have a lot of multicolored stuff. And you don't really, and this is one of the things that I tell people, is you don't really need what you call like a whole lot of like bright colors. You can use dull colors, just kind of depending on how you want your bruise to go. Now you can do a black eye, you can get your like whole chest, bruised up from like a big fight or something. It's really up to you. Now, the cool thing is they've got these little sponges. I don't know if, you might have to go to like the costume store, or maybe you just go like to a makeup store in general, and they have like, it's like a sponge, but they're like more porous, like they're more rough, and you can even add on like scrapes and stuff like that. But I'm going to do it with and without scrapes. So I'm going to show you the without scrapes first, and then we'll get to it. So basically the colors are, I like to first do purple, blue, then a little green. I might not go in that order, but these are the colors. Brown, grays, and black if you want it, yellow, and a little red. A little yellow, a little red. Well, I'll tell you how to do all this. Don't worry. Don't freak out. Like, oh my God, that's a lot of colors. You need every color in the book. Yes, but no, you don't. Like these are the colors that I would use if I was faking a bruise. Now, I'm pretty sure that you can layer up these colors and add on like a little hint of like orange into it, or maybe a little bit of pink to make it look a little different, or you know what I'm saying? You can have it as dark of a bruise or as light of a bruise as you want. So like if you want a dark bruise, it's like a fresh bruise, you can do that. Or if you want more of a lighter bruise to make it look like it's been fading for a few days, you can definitely do that. And if you want me to show you that, I can totally show you that later on as far as the lighter bruise. But this is going to be the dark bruise. And so this is my palette. I just got this palette. I actually am borrowing this palette from my brother, but he did get this off the app Wish, and I did find this, and I think it was like $13 before shipping, so it's probably going to be about anywhere between $15 to $20 after the shipping, so I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So if you're interested in this makeup palette in general to use on your face. It is really pigmented, by the way. I have been playing with it, as you can tell, and the green and the yellow, there's a little bit of craziness going on. So let's just get started. So I like this color right here. It's kind of like more of a reddish purple color. I know purple is reddish color anyway. And what I like to do, I mean, you can use a makeup brush. I just use my fingers because honestly, your fingers blend in better. So I'm just going to go on the top of my hand. And you're just going to, like, I mean, don't make a perfect circle, but just kind of make kind of like that, bruise. Kind of like if you hit your hand, or, you got the tar knocked out of you or something. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to leave the color on my finger. You can leave the color on the brush. You can leave the color on the sponge, whatever. Whatever type of whether it's powder or cream base or a liquid base, then yeah. And I'm going to go in with this dark blue right here, or this kind of tealish, I don't know what kind of color, but it looks like that. It's like a, I want to say it's like a navy blue almost kind of. And I just pat it a little bit, like, and you just want to pat it, and then with like another finger you want to start blending it in with like the purple, because you don't want it to be like blue on top of, you don't want it to be like purple and then blue on top of purple and then green on top of blue and all that stuff. You want to have it looking like it's blending in with everything, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's making sense. So next, I usually go with this color in here. I just wanted to show you this color. Let me swatch it for you. And it looks like that right there. But I'm going to actually go in with this darker green. It's in the very bottom. It's kind of like an emerald green. It's the only color I can describe it as, because we're going to make that dark green. And you're going to do the same like you did with the blue. And you're just going to do the same with the brown, and you're going to do the same with the gray as well. And then don't do anything with the yellow or the red, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing later. And then I'm just going to use this weird looking color right here. It's like weird brown. The browns and the the browns and the grays and all of that. Like, you can use multicolored, like different shades of browns, different shades of greens. You can just, just do what you want to do with your bruise. This is a huge bruise, by the way, and it's starting to form. And what you want to do is you want to kind of like have the outer edges looking kind of faded out, because that's what's going to happen like when you do hit a bruise. I've had a bruise before and I know what it looks like. So if you've ever had a bruise, study it really well, because that's the only way you're going to create the perfect bruise. If you've never been bruised before, what world have you been living? You've basically been living under a bubble. But I'm not trying to be a smart ass and be like, huh, you know what I mean? So now I'm, lastly, do a little bit of gray in here. I'm probably going to put in a little bit of black. And just kind of build it up until it kind of looks like, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to say mine's a perfect, whatchamacallit, but you'll see here in a minute that it's not going to be. And you want the darker colors to be kind of like in the middle of the bruise, or kind of towards the middle of the bruise, just because that's probably where that person got hit at the most. So this is what it looks like so far. Now we're going to go into the yellow, and I don't like a bright yellow. I like more of a dull yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this yellow right here, which is more of the duller one. And you're going to go on the outside of your bruise. See how I'm going outside of the trim of the bruise? I know I sound like I'm out of breath. And you just want to go in on the outside and then just put a little bit like around the edges of the bruise. Because if you ever notice in a bruise, there is like a yellow, like once it's, set in for a few days, there's like where it's been fading. Like, because what a bruise is just you bleeding on the inside. Okay. So, you can go creative as you want. And so forth and so forth. Now this is the red, and I like to go in with this red right here and just kind of put a little bit of red in here, but not a lot to where you're like, oh, I could tell there's red in here. And it looks like that. Now, this is the eyeshadow version, and then this is like kind of like what you want to go for, and you can keep building up. You can keep building up, and you could do all sorts of other stuff. You could do a big bruise. You could do a tiny bruise. You could do like a hickey on your neck. The limit is yours. And what you want to do is you want to keep doing it. Like, now, the duller the browns, the duller the blues, the duller the purples and the greens and all, what have you, that is going to be what you kind of want more of. But you can totally, if you don't have those colors like bright, those dull colors, and you have more bright colors, then what you can do is just keep playing with it until it looks legit. You might have to put more blacks in it. You might have to put more browns in it. You might have to put more of other colors in it, but that is okay. You know what I'm saying? Just, until it looks like a legitimate bruise. That's how you want to do it. I'm just showing you the basics. That way you guys know, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. So like if you want to just throw on that purple at first and then put the blue in there and then just keep going and keep going and keep going until you find that look that you're going for. Now, we're going to go into where, let's say a person has been in a fight or they have been in like a sort of like a little fist fight or something and they got a little dirty and scraped up. Then you can totally get some fake blood. Now, I do have like toothpaste paint here. I know this is crazy to say this, but the toothpaste paint comes in like a little like applicator like that, and you can draw like really fine like lines if you want to, like this, like you've been really scraped up. Or you can just get just normal tubes of blood. You know, it's Halloween, you can find blood anywhere now, like, or you can go to a makeup store or a costumey type store and they have blood on deck. Like they have gallons of blood on deck, like if you're that extreme on there. But no, seriously, like I just got this today, so let me just open this up real fast. But I want to show you, it does get a little messy. I'm just warning you. You can make like an oozing like wound, like if you want to like go a little bit more into technical, like, ooh, like she's bleeding, dude, like from one of her cuts, you know what I mean? And it's like dripping down. You know what I'm saying? It feels weird. But like you can do all sorts of things. Like you can just get as creative as humanly possible with your bruises. You can just have fun. If you want to get one of them sponges and just scrape a bunch of like scratches on, like if you want, you can get this like tooth paint stuff and just keep like making it look really crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, blood is, I don't know, you just go ham on it if you want. You can go ham. You could just do whatever you want to. I know this doesn't look nearly as realistic as before, but I'm just kind of I'm just showing you in, you know, I'm just showing you for an example of like all of the options that you can go for whenever you are making your bruises. You can go gory, you can go not gory, you can do whatever you want to when it comes to that. And I'm telling you, the sky is the fucking limit. Let me just tell you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this kind of like beginner tutorial on special effect. If you want to see more of that, let me know down in the comment section. If you want me to do like scrapes and different sort of like latex things where I make like cuts and bruises. Like I really have this one in mind, but it's a little bit more an advanced, but it's like a beginner's advanced sort of thing where I want to do where you can actually see like the bone and all of that stuff and make it all grody looking. Like I really want to do that. So if you're interested in that, let me know down in the description box. I might not be able to make it during this time, but I will definitely make it for you. Like I'll do it anytime you want me to. So if you're down for that, let me know. If you want to see more, or, you know, if you just want me to do a makeup look in general, like if you have an idea in your head and you want, you know, and you got inspired or you want to learn how to do this sort of makeup look, let me know down in the comment section below. I will figure it out for you, or if I know how to do it, I will show you how I do it my way. So yeah, so remember, whether you're dressed up or dressed down, you're beautiful. Bye, and happy Halloween.